It is not uncommon to see a barn in rural northeast Shasta County. They're everywhere. But there is one barn, a very round barn, that caught my attention in the little town of Fall River Mills. What was the main purpose of this round barn?
This was built to raise horses for the Army.
The Army and the horses are long gone, but the artifacts of the military's past can be found inside the Fort Crook Museum.
So everything you see here came from our area through the people who lived here.
Tim Glaze is the president of the Fort Crook Historical Society. He says during the gold rush, miners and early settlers needed protection from thieves, murderers, and indigenous tribes. So in 1857, they brought in Lieutenant George Crook.
He brought peace, so to speak, to the area as much as he could.
Although the fort was named after him, Lieutenant Crook was only there for a few years before he was ordered to fight in the Civil War. Then, in 1869, Fort Crook was decommissioned and eventually destroyed. But sometime around 1910, the odd cone-shaped round barn was built in the neighboring town of Little Valley to train horses for World War I. Why is it so tall?
Well, partly to keep the dust down when you train the horses in here.
The round barn was eventually moved to Fall River Mills and renovated in 2009. Now, it houses relics from early settlers, like farm equipment and stagecoaches. What is this thing called again?
A mud wagon.
I can kind of see why. It's pretty dirty. Just outside the old round barn is the Fall River Mills Jail, where you can meet Uncle Bud.
Uncle Bud Cupp was one of the guys who helped build the jail. But he's also the first tenant because he got caught poaching.
And inside the museum is an odd collection of smaller artifacts.
A lot of cream pictures, a safe that two would-be robbers broke into, with the black wedding dresses that weren't always white.
You kind of got a mishmash of everything in here.
Yes.
Well, there's many barns in Shasta County, but if you were to stop at just one of them, I'd suggest the round barn at Fort Crook Museum. From Fall River Mills, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the Backroads.